Good morning, good morning. King Roman News gonna come right through. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning to you all being here. Thank you so much. I hope you had a great weekend. I had a really great weekend. I'm looking forward to another great week. It is 6:32 a.m., 34 degrees where I am, so you know I did not walk my dog this morning. However, I do have so much stuff to do today, a jam packed day, and we have a jam packed show this morning. We have about 12 to 13 topics to cover, including our Bad Boys LA review. And when I tell you I have clips that will just tell you that everything we've been saying is actually accurate and true. So we'll talk about that. We'll touch on the Kerrion arrest. I know you all have probably been seeing a lot of reports and YouTube videos about what's been going on. So I wanted to put my little 2 cents on it. Very shocking details. And you know how I look at everything through like a non-lawyer legal lens. So I definitely want to touch on that. So thank you all again for being here. Thank you so much to the moderators, the members, the subscribers. Thank you so much. Hey, I see. I hate when I do this. I see Asia. Good morning to you, and thank you for being the first one here and always supporting. I thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Hey, no one cares. Good morning to you. Like we've been linked the whole entire weekend. Thank you so much for being like a super duper moderator. I really do appreciate you, all of your efforts and everything else. So I do appreciate you so much. Hey Shay, good morning. Good morning to you. I'm so happy to see you at a live. Good morning. Hey AJ, what up? What up? What up? What up? I saw some of your comments this weekend on the post, and let me tell you all, I'm working hard to make sure that I touch every single post and I respond because I do have a comment. Like I do really literally have a comment. So I asked, no one cares, the moderator, to also help me facilitate dialogue in the comments. So if you see her dropping down, responding or saying something, that's actually us like engaging a dialogue. Because sometimes what I want to do is take screenshots of those comments and continue the conversation here on one of the morning live shows. So you never know whose comment will be featured in one of our topics on the show. So please continue to engage in dialogue. Hey, Cheryl, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, get your little dance on this morning. Good morning, Red Wings Hockey. Good morning to you. Hey, I know you was shocked. Like Kerrion arrested. What he done did? He was windmilling. Like what he did. I know you was shocked at the details. Good morning, Kimberly Black. Good morning. Good morning to you all and everyone who's just catching in the replay gang and those who are in the sky watching. Thank you so much for being here. I hope your day goes productive. I hope you're getting ready for a beautiful work day or whatever you're about to do. I just thank you for just having your ear to the speaker and listening to me this morning. All right, without further ado, let's jump right into the topics this morning. So I know you saw the lineup, so you sort of know what we're talking about. So also, I do want to remind you all that I am cutting these up for upload. So bear with me as I make sure that I articulate and get everything out. Okay. I really do appreciate y'all helping me become the content creator I want to be. Thank you so much. All right. So the first story I want to talk about, and I want to send a rest in peace to, is Dwayne Haskins. Now, Dwayne Haskins, if you all didn't know, he was the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback and 2018 Heisman Trophy finalist at Ohio State. And so it's very sad details about this, but he was struck and killed by a dump truck Saturday morning while trying to cross a highway on foot in South Florida. Now, he was re-signed with the Steelers in March after serving as a reserve last season. So he was literally down there at like a camp, a training camp. So what they said was Haskins was trying to cross Interstate 595's westbound lanes near the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport in Broward County when the dump truck hit him, the Florida Highway Patrol said. The incident was reported shortly after 6:30 a.m. He had been walking on the highway for some unknown reasons, is what the patrol is basically saying. So the details about what led up to the incident were not immediately available. They say he was basically down there working out with the Steelers, some teammates, of course, captured on his Instagram and stuff like that. And folks from the team was like, I'm completely devastated and at a loss of words. One of the folks who was like the last person to speak with him during this is like, I feel like I can't be a starter. What did he say? He came to work every day with a smile on his face and energy and love in his heart. I really enjoy his passion and love for the game and wanting to learn and be the best. His smile and eyes zeal for life will be missed. I'll say it just like I told you to your face. I still wish I could throw the ball like you. So this is a completely very strange luck story. Very something, that's just like a odd out of the blue. I would be more curious to know sort of why was he crossing the highway? Was he was it part of his training ritual? Did something happen with his car? He needed to get to the other side. Like what caused him to do something like that? So I send my condolences to the family and definitely rest in peace to you, Dwayne Haskins, and much love and support to those surrounding around you. And if anyone who was a fan of his or knew anything about him, I send my love and support to you as well. I'm a diehard Steelers fan, football, and I drive CDL. Oh wow! So you see this on both sides. Yeah, it's really weird how that happened. I'm sure it wasn't something like planned or there was no foul play, but it makes you wonder, like, what in the hell was you doing crossing the interstate highway in Broward County? So I hope more details come out about this story. It's like, damn, you were so queued up to be be a great player, and then something like this happened. I can only imagine what the family is going through right now. So no like official word from anybody in the family that I saw of yet. So I'll keep you all tuned to this story. Completely sad. Rest in peace. Good morning, Coco. How you doing? Good morning to you. All right, so our next story is Ice Cube. Now I don't know if you all again are like Twitter stands like I am, but I'm a Twitter stan. And so over the weekend, Ice Cube name began populating in the Twitter trend feed. And I'm like, what is Ice Cube populating it for? So it came out that back in 2006, Ice Cube was the executive producer of a show called Black White. Now, this show was highlighting or examining race in America through his own hyper-focused lens. And so the series that he produced called Black White resurfaced on Twitter. And, it's so interesting how back then it wasn't an issue. Like it was no issue back then, but now we have this woke culture. We have, everybody trying to resurface things that exposes someone. So I wanted to go ahead and share this clip with you all and see how woke you all are now and how offensive you find this now, given that, when he filmed it back in 2006, he didn't really face as much criticism as he's facing now. Let me know if you see this on the screen. I'll give you my comments on it because, obviously I didn't.
We did something no one else has ever. We did something no one else has ever done.
I don't like being made up.
And none of us will be the same again.
Now, I'm gonna tell y'all which part people got mad about.
Don't believe the hype. Everything in the world ain't black and white. Everybody ain't a stereotype. Just because I look wrong, I'm about to do right. Black as midnight or bright as Snow White. You better do me right or I'ma have to take flight. Put you on nice, blast on you twice. If you a zebra, better come out them stripes. Please don't believe the hype. Everything in the world ain't black and white.
We did something no one else.
And so now all of a sudden he's facing criticism. How could you do a show like this? You even got some folks saying, oh, it's okay for him to produce a show putting blackface on white folks and putting whiteface on black folks and examining it. But as we resurface all these other pictures, it's a big issue. It's a big deal. So no official statement from him yet. And I don't think these are the same thing. One is examining, one is more of in a research way, one is done in a collaborative way where you have both black and white folks at the table putting together a show, packaging it, and both of them are agreeing to it. Whereas you have these pictures of these politicians who have been resurfaced in blackface, who's supposed to be standing in equal for everyone and in support of everyone. And so it just makes you wonder, where did that come from? What was the basis of it? Did you have equal participation when you put this on from blacks, and was it the same? And so for me, I didn't see it the same, and I felt bad that he was receiving backlash like this, because sometimes you need projects like this to examine the culture, put white people in black folks' shoes sometimes and see what it feels like to go into a store, or put put black people in white folks' shoes and see what it feels like to have white privilege and some of the worries and concerns that you've had in your life, that they sort of go away. I think understanding both sides is a great thing. And frankly, I wouldn't have been opposed to them doing a show like this. So it was weird to see sort of the backlash. Good morning, Brick Girl. Good morning to you. Thank you for coming through. No truck driver wants to kill anyone. I'm going to follow this story. Thank you, Red Wings. All right, we're going to touch bases. Yes, yes. I remember watching that show. It wasn't any better or worse than some of the reality shows at the time. Exactly. To me, it was like, okay, and why are we mad? And the guy who really brought it about was a black guy. It was a black guy on Twitter who said, oh my God, I resurfaced this old clip and look at it. And I mean, it just took off from there. People in the comments, and I'm just sitting back like, really? This is what, it must be a slow news day. This is what we're mad at Ice Cube about. And I wonder if I was Ice Cube's PR rep, you ain't saying shit. Okay, cool. Let it roll out. Let it speak for itself. He probably don't even own the show. The show probably is owned by a network. So let them speak. Well, what are you speaking for? There's nothing you can change. It was there and it happened. I mean, I think it's sort of naive or a little bit like, what do you think he's supposed to come out and say, I'm sorry for what? He didn't, he participated in examining it. So I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was a big wig deal. Good morning. Good morning, Queen Diva. Good morning to you. Good morning, Mimi. Good morning. Good morning. America's Next Top Model had a race swap episode as well. See, and it was definitely on around that time. So it's just sort of like, okay, all right, well, let's go there. He hasn't released a statement. If he knows better, he probably wouldn't. All right. So the next story I want to talk about is The Real. Now, The Real gets canceled after 8 seasons, and so it was covered all over the weekend. I was reading stuff about this, and I was trying to wait until I figured out, like, was this a real thing? Was this what's the real deal behind The Real show being canceled? And so Lonnie Love released a very nice package statement. She put on her Instagram story. In the end, The Real cast and crew did everything we could to scale the show down. We shot 7 to 8 shows in 3 days. No audience. We made a conference room into a studio. But in my opinion, COVID costs killed the show. It's been a great ride, and thank you to the studio for allowing 8 seasons of show that was Emmy-winning and historic. Most importantly, thank you to the viewers for riding with us. This is not a goodbye. This is a see you all soon. And so we have to give them their kudos. Of course, during its tenure, The Real has won 3 Daytime Emmy Awards, including Outstanding Entertainment Talk Show Host in 2018 and 2 NAACP Image Awards. They are also the longest running daytime syndicated talk show behind Ellen and the Jenny Jones Show. So we got to give them their props, got to give them kudos. I definitely was like, oh, wow, a show highly celebrated like that. Why would they be wanting to remove this show? And so then I started seeing some of the more credible sources that I rely on for some information, for some scoop and detail. And what is coming out is that right now, across the board, most networks are gearing up for their fall season. The fall season is like the most watched, heavily watched season right during rating season. So every network, because of the pandemic, lost a lot of different things. And so they're trying to gain some stuff. And most of them, it's really all around finances. You lost some viewers during this to either streaming or whatever the case may be. So across the board, Warner Brothers has been cutting shows. This isn't the only show they cut. They cut several shows, as we know, including switching Wendy Williams into, well, not them, but switching Wendy Williams into Sherry Shepherd's show, also cutting Ellen's show, and then they're bringing the Jennifer Hudson show. So what it sounds like is that they're making room for these 2 new shows that's coming up on the lineup, which is the Sherry Shepherd show and the Jennifer Hudson show. And they're clearing out a lot of headspace. And when I say headspace, meaning focusing a lot of the attention, the entertainment attention on these 2 products and getting rid of a lot of the products that may be costlier in their mind so they can have a bigger return. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Now, it's speculation Lonnie Love has another gig lined up. I haven't really gotten into what that gig is, but they say she has another gig lined up that she's already doing currently in the moment. Kudos to Lonnie Love. So, and I think the cast pretty much has other projects that they do have going on. I know Jenny Ma has her clothing line. She has a lot of different engagements. She's I think she's an advocate for some nonprofit that's been keeping her busy, and of course she's a newlywed and a soon to be mother. So she's busy. I don't think that they're all feeling like they're losing anything. Part of me, as I'm looking at their Instagram statements, a lot of them made different statements. I feel like they're gaining so much more. They walked away with so many accolades. I don't feel like this is a loss. However, I think that the restructuring that the networks are doing is a little bit tacky. Canceling a lot of these different shows and not trying to find a suitable replacement. This was a more panel type show, and the shows that they're going to be replacing them with are single, panel hosts, single host shows. And I think we like that variety of conversation coming from these ladies. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans itself out. If the ratings go up with the Jennifer Hudson show, if ratings go up with the Sherri Shepherd show, and we still don't know what's going to happen with Wendy Williams show. So it'll be really, really interesting to see how all of this pans itself out. The best episode of Oprah is called Black for a Day. Done in the early 90s. A white guy took melanin pills and lived like a black person. It was supposed to be 2 weeks. He stopped it after a few days. Wow. And now I wonder if they're going to unearth that footage and do the same thing they're doing to Ice Cube. This kind of selective outrage is definitely highly noticed. Like, it didn't faze me at all. And across the boards, y'all, if you go on Twitter and look under this post, you type his name in, the first post is going to pop up. You'll see both races having something to say about this. Everybody has an opinion about it. It's just like, okay, I know we're all opinionated individuals, but we can't go back to 2006 and say, stop this. We're woke now. We're awake, So good morning, Jay Parrish. Everyone everywhere, have a great week on purpose. Absolutely. You too. Good morning, Hot Spicy Tea. Thank you for coming through. Good morning, Cash Apps and Bullshit B1. Good morning. So the real, being canceled, I think we'll see many more projects from them. They did like she said, they did everything they could. And I found it funny that they were filming in a conference room. I was like, oh wow, yeah, the struggle is really real. They got y'all filming in a conference room. So shout out to them. They did their thing. They're not going out on a bad note, like somebody did something, a scandal. Is literally show's end. It's a business move. So this literally ended up being a business move, whether it was to cut costs for this show or to open the door for a new show. This was definitely about a business deal. Now let's get into this other very interesting story. So over the weekend, I shared a video on my community wall of Jussie Smollett releasing a new track called Thank You, God. And now in this track, it's all the proceeds from this record will be donated to a trio of special interest advocacy groups, including the Chicago-based nonprofit, the Rainbow Push Coalition, as well as the Illinois Innocence Project, and another LGBTQ organization. Don't know which one that is. And so the song is like 2 minutes long. He touches on multiple controversial topics. Now, the ones that were, completely caught off guard was his discrepancies with CNN news anchor Don Lemon and Lee Daniels, who have both publicly criticized Jussie Smollett in the years following his alleged 2019 hate crime. Now, I thought this was interesting because here I go thinking that Lee Daniels and Jussie Smollett are like okay behind the scenes, not knowing that there's this animosity that they have towards each other. So it made me think like, oh, so they really aren't fucking with each other behind the scenes. So let me read to you what he said, because I'm not going to play his clip, because I already can tell when he uploaded to YouTube, that was for a way to go ahead and strike folks, because it wasn't uploaded to his channel, it was uploaded to another person's channel, and that's how they get you. So he said, they have my own people, thoughts going off the wall. That's why from LD, which means Lee Daniels, to Don, I still got love for y'all. I know we'll meet again, talk like real men, instead of sharing shade in rooms and up on CNN. Very corny, very corny. I didn't expect more or less. I actually didn't expect a track at all. Do I think it was too soon? Too fucking soon. Jussie, baby, too soon. Verbally, no. You could put out a statement. I think statements are the best thing for you right now. Maybe you could have wrote an essay, penned an essay from jail. From your position. But you putting this out here, it's corny. It's an audible record now. So This is something that we can play. People are looking for you to have some empathy for what you've done. And it just sounds like you are, again, repeating this whole cycle of, I'm innocent. And that's okay. I've come to grips that this is what you're going to plead for the rest of your life. And that's okay. But I think for you as a public figure, choosing that route to just jump out the gate with on this is just, I think, a little bit tasteless. I think you need to just dial back a little bit, get some air, pull a Kanye, go to a mental health facility, just get your win. And I'm not saying you got mental health issues, but they afford a lot of different things that you might want to enjoy. A jacuzzi, a back rub, some reading time, some meditating time. I think you've been through a traumatic experience. This is the last 2 to 3 years of your life. And the first thing you give us is this song that should not even be in your collection of songs, if you tell me. And if it is, it should have been produced a little bit stronger. And I'm not trying to shade you. I think you could do more, do better. I'm trying to get on your side in terms of coming to support you as a creative and looking past whatever you got going on. But I find it's hard because you mixing the two. Now I got to hear songs about this. I don't want to hear, write that shit down and send it in an email, call people up, do an interview, do something else. But I thought it was tactful. And so now I assumed that Lee Daniels was going to be offering Jussie Smollett a role. This was all going to be good. He's funding him. And, this puts a little marker in that story for me. And so now I'm like, I wonder if that's the next big thing, is those two having a conversation, sort of to make light of what has happened. Is that the come to Jesus moment, Lee Daniels and Jussie Smollett? Because I didn't really know that it affected him as much as it did. It's like, bro, a song though, I can't with him. I need him to just for a little bit. That's it. And he could do it so peacefully and so calmly. I know, when you're so used to having so much attention on you, so much fame on you, so much light, you sort of get addicted to that. And I know you're eager to get back out there and get that support, but it all will come back to you in due time. You just got to learn to live like a human again and not traumatic, like not living in your struggle, which is something I had to learn when I went through my therapy sessions, was living in your struggle. People who struggle for so long, that's all you know. You just start living in your struggle and you become a victim of being we don't want you to always come out feeling like that. So I thought the song was tacky, yucky. We called that. We knew that. Then people backed away from him. Jussie is this fool. Hey, Southern Belle. Good morning, Southern Belle. Southern Belle, I was trying to make you a moderator, and I made just a Southern Belle a moderator. So I'm gonna flip that up. B1 already. Juicy needs to come out with multiple personality disorder, because who this boy? I thought the same thing. Good morning, Joyce. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here this morning. And please, if you can, hit that like button, share the video. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing today. I really appreciate you all being here. And so that was my Jussie Smollett. Like, bruh, move on. So now, is that your leeway into public? Like, is this your next step in? Who is your PR folks? Like, this is not the way you roll out, I'm back. It certainly isn't putting out a thank you God song. And in the song, it's just totally making people peel back any layer of empathy for you. So, okay, Jussie. All right. And so the next story I want to talk about is, I know you all saw the video I put out over the weekend of T.I. being booed. Now, this shit was so motherfucking funny to me. It's just funny to me how, it's truly in the world. It's corny women and men like this who, they just think they're funny. Like they just think that they are it. And I feel like T.I., for some reason, think that he can do everything, any and everything. He wants to pivot from being a rapper to a comedian. And at first I thought it was a joke in itself. Like, in itself, you're playing with us. No, this man is literally serious. So we had him attacking the female comedian who, was making a joke. Clearly he can't take jokes. And so now we have him. He went on to perform at the Barclays Center. Now, the Barclays Center was hosting an event, a comedy show, April Fool's comedy show, at the Barclays Center, and it was featuring a lot of, highly celebrated comedians. So can you imagine being booed in front of your peers like this? Just imagine. Rip Michaels, Nick Cannon, Haha Davis, Eddie Griffin, B. Simone, Tony Roberts, Bruce, Michael Blackson, Joe Torre, and Jacob Williams. And performances by Lil Kim, T.I., Moneybagg Yo, and music DJ Envy. So apparently he wanted to get his toes wet again in this whole being a comedian thing. And it's like, bro, you didn't just learn that that's not your lane. That's not what you do. Let it go. Well, unfortunately, no. And so here's what happened. Check this clip out here.
Years old, man. I think this is where the animosity started. The nigga walks in, I'm slamming his mom. You hear me? Nailing his mom. We ain't been the same since.
Yo, who told him this was okay?
Oh, goddamn. I'm gonna tell y'all motherfucking niggas like this. You got one more motherfucking album out of me.
We didn't want an album. That's not what we wanted.
It's called Kill the King for motherfuckers like you. And I appreciate y'all because you make me the absolute best, nigga. New York has made me the motherfucking best, nigga.
No,
I appreciate you.
No. That ain't it. Bruh, that is not it. That is not it. I don't understand why these people with all this, celebrity status, they just choose these moments and opportunity to just take a L. And you take so many L's, you're going to go out on your career looking like a loser. Like, bro, I could see if you was joking about shit in your career, joke about you and Tiny, joke about something like that. But you're joking about this kind of shit. This shit is not funny. Now, let me tell y'all something else. So what I also was reading was during an appearance on The Breakfast Club, Rip Michaels. Now, Rip Michaels was at the show. And so Rip Michaels had confirmed Tip was going to be in Brooklyn at the show. And what he was saying was, he said, Angry T.I. is going to be there. And whatever you do, don't make any sexual allegations because T.I. apparently he'll rip your wig off or whatever. And so he was alluding to what happened. Then he goes on to say, T.I. wasn't so cool with him making a joke that writing this joke that he had planned about T.I. and his wife. And the joke was women who listen to their best friends that haven't had a girl since T.I.'s wife was pretty. And so he said when he said pretty, that's when he got heated and things got mad. So he scrapped the entire joke. He apologized and he no longer did the joke on the comedy show. And I said that probably would have been the motherfucking highlight. You do that joke on his wife, then he comes out here and do some jokes back on you. See, that to me would seem more organic, authentic. People could really then have something to laugh at, like your joke was corny. But for him to just give this poor joke about him fucking somebody's mom, that's why he don't like him. Corny. We can't relate. You don't look like somebody like, bro, not the story for you. So he did take a L again. And the comedian Rip Michaels took an L for me for not doing that joke because I would have did the joke. What the fuck? I'm getting signed. That would have been funny as hell. Talking about how Tiny's wife, how she looked when she was pretty. I mean, it's funny. So I hate that shit. Y'all talking about the public is screening comedians. No, you got each other screening each other. That was a whole fucking joke. Hey, Trish, good morning to you. Good morning. Smash it. Good morning, Ashton. Good morning. When did he right? Like, right? When did he become? Good morning. I feel sorry for Journey because Juicy is gonna mess with her. Please. Good morning, Tristan. Thank you so much. Thank you. He really does. Don't know why he thought he was ready for the Barclays Center. In Brooklyn, for all of that, people started getting up and walking out. They don't, period. He lucky ain't nobody throw nothing on the stage. He can't even act. How the hell can he think he can tell jokes, right? T.I. been a woman beater for 20 plus years. Officially, can anyone be surprised? Oh, allegedly, because he loved like to send something. Yeah, that's crazy. Brooklyn of all places, and the Barclays Center. Bruh, you sitting dead in the center of where black people got money in Brooklyn, where the Barclays Center is, by the way. What are you doing? He's an insult to actual comedians who are talented and proud of their craft. Too many yes men around T.I. That is the problem. T.I. got too many yes men. Ain't nobody tell him, brother, that is not your fucking lane. Like, if anything, go hard on your acting career. But telling jokes, you are a joke. That's why sometimes when people be trying to throw shade or like roast and gag and read, and you be like, I can't even read you back because you are a read in itself. It's like you're not even worth it. Like, that's what I look at him like, bruh, what are you doing? So I don't feel bad for him. My mental health doctor is fine as hell, and she listens to me. Okay, that's all he need. All right, so he was booed. Meanwhile, the real comedian Chris Rock went on stage this past weekend, and he mentioned briefly that he's okay and he'll have a whole show, and he's not going to talk about what happened until he gets paid. But life is good. I got my hearing back. He made a little joke. Now, because the event couldn't be filmed, there was no footage from the event, so this is just a brief statement that was an audible statement that was recorded. But he basically, he's been saying much of the same things in his jokes. He's not going to say nothing. Now, my thing is, he's waiting for that Netflix payday. He's waiting for that comedy special. I even look at some of the jokes he's given. They're pretty much on par, very soft, none of the high string stuff, nothing about the Oscars, nothing about any pop culture, nothing like that. And so I'm like, oh, he's waiting for that Netflix special. And so I think it's warranted. I think if he was to get a deal with Netflix or Prime or one of the ones who handles celebrity rollouts really, really good, like that's why I always say Prime. Prime handled Rihanna, Prime handled Balvin, the Latino sensation. They handled their rollouts incredibly great, wonderful, loved it. I mean, everything about it. So if he's gonna do it, I say go get your payday, bro. Tell the fucking story. Did you really get a hearing aid? Like, I want to know. Like, I'd rather you do it like this than us have to wait for a sit down between you and Will Smith. Because at this point, we can start pairing stuff together, putting stories together. Speaking of Will Smith, after the Oscars, the Academy got together and they sat down and released that they're going to ban him for 10 years. He released a statement to people just basically saying, I accept the resignation, not disputing it or anything, short, sweet, and simple to the point. And it's like, he really has nothing else to do or say with it in terms of what they can do. They're done. And, like I said, I thought it was going to be more of a warning. This to me feels like, not a warning, but like you can't come around for a little bit of a period of time. Now, the questions have loomed. Was this hard enough? Should he gotten more, or is this too hard given Harvey Weinstein and other folks who've done other things much more slanderous and horrible than him? A lot of people say, well, that wasn't filmed and it wasn't aired on the actual Academy at the event. This was a part of the event, so it makes it a little bit more lenient, leans towards being an Oscars or an Academy induced event attack. So my take is absolutely. I think, it went a little harsh. 10 years is a little bit harsh to me. Granted, he did resign to protect himself, and so that's why I assume they will issue him a warning. But to know that he's banned from attending the event for 10 years, he can still be nominated. He can still go to be a part of movies that will be nominated, but he couldn't attend his own nomination. I think at this point, that just says clearly he no longer cares about the Academy. He no longer cares about receiving an award. He's received all the accolades that he wants. And then I went back to go listen to his final speech that he gave, and the video is on my page, and I felt like, is this his last speech? Did he already determine that he was going to resign? I'm out, like, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? I've given you all some of the best years of my life. I've given folks a great entertainment. In this one moment, you all are going to box me out. Now, granted, I said this in the moment, go back to watch that morning show, that in this moment, we all were looking at like, oh, he just slapped. But when we wake up, because we don't woke up now, we're all looking like, wow, that was a horrible thing. And I said, maybe he had that moment and he realized that I'm over it. And so I think he needs the Academy anymore. No, I don't. However, it's the air of 10 years of being banned as a highly celebrated actor that will forever stick with him. It'll be a part of his story. Remember, you were banned for 10 years. I would love to see him being casted in a movie that goes up and see how they do that. Like, does he speak about it? Does he attend what will be that role? Jada was out. She had her first appearance, and to be honest with you, I just want Jada to have a seat. This is not your moment. This is not your battle to fight. This is internal between you and your husband, but publicly this is between Chris Rock and Will. Please don't make this about you. Please don't make this about you at all. Like, that would make me just go fucking bananas, because I don't think you as a woman can tell these two men to put men in their fences. These are conversations between these two. And if you're playing the public eye just to keep the name out or just keep yourself a buzz, I think it's tacky. You got a Red Table Talk show. Wait till your show. Wait till that moment. But you know, I didn't even give it any attention that she popped out over the weekend, just her by herself. I'm like, okay, cool, wonderful. You know, they resurfaced a clip of her trying to get him on social media, and he was saying, hey, you can't use my image, my likeness. Social media is how I make my bread and butter. Basically, you can't do that to me. And then she flipped the camera back to herself. And I took that with a grain of salt. I'm like, you know, we're going to make everything they do now salacious. You know, they could literally be joking. Will's a great actor. You know, that could have been a whole stunt moment to get someone to watch something. We don't know the timing. We don't know when or what. So I said, yeah, I'll let the media run with that. But what I do know is that Will is definitely hurt. I've seen reports that he's staying up in his, you know, his mansion. You know, mum's a word with him, which I think is great. Very professional. That's exactly what you do. Lay low, let everybody speculate, cause their own opinions. But I do think there'll be a time where Chris Rock and Will Smith should both speak their piece and close this fucking chapter. We don't need to be lingering it on no more, you know, just close the chapter. And so I'm praying to God that Chris Rock gets a Netflix special, and I'm praying that Will Smith has a conversation first without Jada and Red Table Talk. But if so, I don't mind that route. Just less talking from Jada and more talking from Will. That's how I feel about that situation. Atlanta blacks aren't the same as New York blacks. New York City blacks, they don't, and they rude. New York City blacks are so rude, entitled and rude. Yeah, he going to do it now. Okay. I'm down with that. We already know that Chris Rock is gonna make it part of his upcoming tour. Ain't nobody paying $400 for Chris Rock to not talk about it. Because you know, I was finna say I'm paying it. Everyone wants to be able directly to the Oscars and games, so that person is there. Will Smith got exactly what we deserve. Can't go around slap people for jokes. Well, you can't. That's true. That's true. Good morning, Chocolate Cocoa. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right. So let's move on to another story I found so interesting. And I, you know how sometimes you like a celebrity and you be like, damn, I like you. I like your acting, but I like you. I just feel like you're personable. I like you. So I came across this story about Idris the fucking Elba. So Idris Elba revealed he used to sell weed before finding fame. And I said, now what do we have here? So apparently Idris Elba sat down over the weekend and he had a conversation. I don't know if I'm blinking with you all, but he had a conversation with Sirius XM's The Jess Cagle podcast. And so he was there to promote his latest project, which is Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which is currently in theaters and doing very well, might I add. And so they talked about his latest project, talked about his career, and then he went on to talk about how his upbringing was. And so he said when he moved to America and a lot changed for him. He had to do things to make sure he could pay the way. And some of those things used to be selling weed. Dave Chappelle only recognized him at first because he previously purchased weed from Idris, but selling weed was not the only side hustle he had. He also DJ'd and was a doorman at Caroline's Comedy Club. Selling weed is legal now and is a side hustle he can always revisit. I said, now go on, Idris. Now if that isn't a true, like, you know, not rags to riches, but come up, like, you know, I'm not advocating nobody selling narcotics or any weed or any illegal substance in your state, in your jurisdiction. By God, please, I'm not a role model. Don't listen to me. But what I am saying is he is such a highly credible actor, you know, someone who has really, really refined his talent in both American and British languages, accent. You know, he does a really, really good job of that. And so for him to know that about his background, I said, oh, wow, that's very inspiring to not me, but to someone to know that he did what he had to do. And he will always have that that skill set in the back of his mind. It's like, I always knew he was down. I always knew something about him. That's my second husband. Okay, listen. So he was practicing before he became stringer. That's what he said. He said before The Wire, before all of this. That's exactly what he said. I'm down for it. Listen. Good morning, Angela Cook. Thank you for coming through this morning. Good morning. Good morning. So I'm down with that. So I definitely send a shout out to Idris for definitely pursuing your passion despite any obstacles that was in your way. I think that's definitely dope. I would have never imagined Idris slanging that dope. Now, let's move into Kanye West. So I posted a picture on my community wall of Kanye West and his cousin, a beautiful picture of them too. And then I also posted a story about Kanye West and the folks around him. looking for this luxurious mental health facility. And I made the comment that just put him on a boat in the middle of Mediterranean Sea. And what I was basically saying was the man just needs some time away from people. That's it. If it's a mental health facility, fine. But whatever it is, just let it be somewhere. Well, as I got more details of this story, he actually wants to be at a luxurious place. And so what he has his team doing is he's looking at places with a luxury component. Basically what he's saying is for the sake of his kids, Kanye has told Kim he's not making any public appearances or inflammatory social media statements, and he will go away somewhere to get better. A rep for West told Page Six that at this time, Ye is committed to a healthy co-parenting relationship with Kim and is focused on raising their beautiful children. Kim has not replied to a statement, but what the rep said was Kanye hasn't agreed to a particular place yet because he is worried for his privacy and wants the place to be in a beautiful setting with a luxury component. Potential places discussed are Arizona, Thailand, and Bali. Hey, if you got the money to do it, I do it. You know what I'm saying? But the mere fact that now that we see that the whole mental health claim, there is some legs to it. He is actually coming to terms with that's one of the better options for him. We heard some rumors about it in the beginning where, we thought Kim was leaking a story that he's seeking mental health facility, for custody of the kids and stuff like that. But it's actually true. And I think it's a good thing. I think Kanye definitely, he's a billionaire running a fashion empire, doing music, back-to-back albums, shows, children, spotlight, media, endorsements. I think it's time for him to take a little break and check out from us. We've gotten a lot from him. There's only so much a human being can pour out of themselves before it's time to go back into yourself. So I think this is good. I think this is closing this whole saga on a good note. And then maybe from this, he can come out and be whatever it is. Kim is still sticking to her regular line. She wants him to be the best dad that he is, that his children know him to be. She wants what's best for him. There will always be a family, all of that good stuff. What I found out was I read in a statement that Pete Davidson will not be featured on their new upcoming show on Hulu. So that's interesting. So it'll be interesting to see how they're filming this and what periods in time they're filming this show. So as much as I don't want to watch it, I'll probably watch the first episode to give you guys an idea of what we're going to be dealing with this show. So I'll stay tuned to the Kanye West news and the story and about his family. Imagine you just showing up for a delivery. Baby, talking about somebody ran off with the plug. Honey, Idris to be sitting up in this house. Hey, man, I got to, in that British accent, I got to go. I'll be sitting there like, where? Where you got to go? I will call the police and turn your ass in now. Can you imagine? Good morning, viewers of you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it in my Mariah Carey voice. I don't know him. Oh, good morning, Miss Pam. Martin. Is that really his rep? Kanye West has already lost half his money to Kim. I trust nothing from them people. Now we know his rep to be Jason Lee. So some stuff Jason Lee has come out here and refuted. I believe, like when he refuted the first time, saying that Kanye said he was gonna, check himself in a facility. He doesn't want full custody of his kids. He came out and said anything. Now this statement hasn't been refuted, so we'll see. I'll stay tuned. But we know Jason Lee is the one doing it. Okay, we know Jason Lee is the one doing it. Good morning, Miss T with the T. Okay, Miss T with the T. It's good to see you here. Thank you for coming through. All right, so that's Kanye. Now, y'all, can we get into this next story and be just grown adults about it? I know it's early in the morning. I ain't been trying to do nothing like that, but these folks have been showing out. Okay, so first person showing out in the news is Wiz Khalifa. So Gilly the Kid, a comedian, called out Wiz Khalifa basically because Wiz has been on social media showing everything. Now, I took some pictures that I could put that I cropped everything out because this man, I said, he even got he was never appealing to me like that. But I said, what is going on here? What the fuck? So here's pick one. Now, the pick is a lot longer. You can go all the way down on social media, but I couldn't do it on here. I retweeted it. Go check the Twitter page. Here's pick two. Now the picture goes further down the knees, but you'll get it's a graphic there. Couldn't show that. Here's pic 3. Now this is the only safe picture, but if you use your eyes and you got that phone close up to you, baby, you're gonna see what you need to see. And here's pic 4. And I was just like, oh wow. So I said, okay, this is interesting. This is new. I didn't expect Wiz to be out here like this. Well, he goes one step further. Let me show y'all this little video clip of him leaving the gym, and then we'll get back to why the comedian spazzed on him on Twitter and reluctantly on IG and got his IG snatched. Wait, so this isn't it. Sorry. Baby, he out here for the girls.
All right, guys. See y'all later. He said,
Let's go.
yeah, man. Some people say some days are better than others. I say today is always better than yesterday. See ya.
Ciao.
All right, guys.
So now, mind you, he has male followers, female followers, gay followers, all kind of followers. So the comedian was like, bruh, every time I go online, I gotta see you out here in some damn gym shorts. So what he said was, it's a little crazy today. I had to unfollow one of my brothers. And he said, Wiz Khalifa, man, I love you, brother. I'm still riding around banging black and yellow. And when I see you again, you a legend, man. It's Pennsylvania, baby, Philly to Pittsburgh. But I had to unfollow him today, man. Every time I come on my page, man, you and your draws, man. You giving up strap and ball action, man. Every day, man, I can't do 8 balls in the corner pocket when I wake up, man. So I had to unfollow you, player. But I love you, though. You know you my brother for life. And so Khalifa replied back in another post, I'm not responsible for your childhood trauma. So then after that, apparently Gilly's Instagram page was deleted. So he goes on saying, this is why I don't fuck with, that's why I don't fuck with rappers, because they mad whack. You know what I'm saying? He said, he was like, because he said, you tell a nigga put some shorts on, he tells IG you're bullying him and gets your page deactivated. Nigga, I was playing. These rappers so pussy. And Wiz responds and said, hey, it's not a big deal. I can help you get your page back. Well, come to find out, the real conversation was he basically gave him an ultimatum, like, we can have a conversation. We can sit down at the table and talk man to man, and you can get your page back, or, it is what it is. So Gilly is like, I don't care. But I'm sitting here looking like, well, damn. Wow, I didn't know. I had not been paying attention to Wiz doing this whole, I guess, past couple of months on his social media. I hadn't at all until these pictures popped up, and I said, well, I'll be damned. Okay. All right. Oh, let me catch up with the comments. I'm sorry. Nah, Idris is mine. Okay. Can I just get Sunday morning, please? Just Sunday morning. Random girlfriends aren't good for Kanye's mental health. So, yeah. And he's taking Chaney with him, Now, Chaney's a black girl. And like I said before, sometimes that might be the healing that someone needs, because you may be looking for the love that your mother could give you, and you'll never be able to replace that. But I think something close to it. And I don't think he could find that in Kim or Julia. So I'm hoping that Chaney might be that option. I'm just calling what it is. Just outside and draws. Ain't good morning, Treasure Lane, just outside and draws. Y'all, and it's so many more pictures of him. He's sitting, and it's out there showing. I said, well, I'll be ding. I never in my mind of minds. Now I get Amber Rose. I never would have thought. Nobody could have ever told me that. That is kidnapping, Roman. I'm just saying, that's all. Like, where you trying to go? If you leave, I'm gonna call the authority. So either way, you might just stay this little bit of time. Give me my hours. Give me my hours. I mean, we can smoke or whatever, but I want my hours. Baby. Wasn't he out here? Baby. I'm telling you, I gave y'all the safe pictures. Just go to Twitter. All the gays on my timeline, one night with him. I'm sitting here looking like, Wiz? And then I clicked the picture. I said, Wiz, Wiz, what are you doing? Every time he dropped that pack off, he would have had to drop something. Period. Oh, this ain't no. I ain't giving you this much for that. That's just the tip. I actually don't even want that. I got some earlier. Okay, maybe he was pocking. I would unfollow too. You would actually. Oh my god. It was that's just crazy. Heterosexual. I am a heterosexual man. Don't want to see that every day. So Wiz don't whet your appetite. Wiz never cared about that. Ain't it? It's so obvious now. Like so that I always say that confident men just be out here just swearing it. I mean, dude. I don't want to show this gym clip, but the dude was like literally sitting there, and I'm not talking about a person, but dude. Think with your mind was just sitting there as he's walking out the gym and these cameras. I'm saying, like, is this appropriate? I mean, you are comfortable. You know what he will get? He'll get a lot of for the summer and festivals. He will get a lot of contracts and deals if he start doing gay events and like headlining gay festivals and shit. Chris Brown tried to do it and he cut that shit out. Who else tried to do that angle and they cut that shit out? It's very few entertainers that will headline like a gay pride or a festival, male entertainers that is, unless there's another female on the bill. But Wiz, after like this moment and relevancy now, because nobody was thinking about you, I bet you people be coming in there with all kind of binoculars like, what? The Amber Rose effect has finally hit Wiz. I'm not mad. I am not mad. My penny is mine. Same here. I don't want to see it either. Okay, Miss T, not 8 balls in the corner pocket. He said that. Okay, that was whack. He gets better looking with age too, like this. Oh my goodness. That don't Avia, what are you doing to me? That whole that look, that's what I be going for. Listen, yes, it's L fine too. That age nice. Tank's another one. Yes, Tank will. And it's hard. It's really hard because they want to have fun, but they got to either have a lot of women around them, and there needs to be like a layer of security so it don't look like they frolicking too much with the gay guys. But the white celebrities and white rockers, they'll do it. The males, they'll do it. But it's just something about black men, our masculinity, and walking a very thin line, about that. So it's interesting, but I'll tell Wiz now, you'll get top motherfucking dollar. I'm telling you now, right now, baby. And then who was the one that I put? Mario. That's it. Mario performed. And see, Mario is one of those artists. He ain't got a lot of records out now, so he's taking gigs, whatever. So he was at a event performing. And shirt was off, and I'm sitting here looking like, how is he doing this? Don't you know people want to go up there and just grab him? But he did his thing, and he was very respectable and got off the stage. So I ain't trying to make nobody gay, but you make some money. That's how you use that body and make some money. I'm telling you now, the safe way. Child, what brother Kerrion done did. Listen, we got that coming up too. Yes, Mother Tank fine. Tank is fine. Tank come around here in some draws. He would just we are having a bad live this morning instantly. And sing, that's the whole problem right there. Keep your mouth closed. Don't come around me singing and shit. Do not come around me. So we got Wiz out here, y'all, just playing with the boys and the girls, doing his thing. Check him out. I'm not mad at him. Hey, I'm always about celebrate your body. I don't care what size, as long as you're happy about it, and you're doing it in a way that isn't hurting nobody or, ain't harming nobody. Do your thing. Now, let's talk about somebody else who's showing out really, really quickly. This motherfucking Azealia Banks. Now, she showed out so bad, y'all. I had to X the damn pictures out. This girl done went and got her some BBL shots. I want y'all to go on Twitter and type Azealia BBL. I'm sorry, because I couldn't show them here, but baby, she done showed it all. She got another round of shots. She done showed one side from where she done went from small to big. And these are 3 rounds showing how she done got her butt done. And now listen to what the crazy heifer said. I said, is she high? She said, I got another round. She said, Miami Aesthetics is killing it. It's giving FDA approved ass. I think I want 60 more syringes of Radius. Y'all ready? Y'all really have to hit up Nicole Wyatt. My good Judy knows how to work them needles. So she's saying for anyone who's considering getting work done to their own butt, Banks assured her followers that Radius is the best way to go. No, for real, my ass is so smooth and natural feeling. Radius BBL is a way better option than traditional BBL. Most women reabsorb the BBL and body fat. It's a ridiculously invasive procedure with an 18% death rate, an absolutely disgusting, bloody, pus-filled, and lengthy healing process. She went on to further share other options such as Sculptra. So she wanted to give people an idea. So she was like, if we are on the brink of nuclear war, I'm getting me some ass. You heard? The vegan metabolism stomach on flat, and the enhanced booty is giving me a new level of sex appeal. You bitches are not ready. Baby, when I tell y'all, I don't know what's going on with her. What is going on with this? What is going on with Azealia? So, I mean, again, she's not, people do this shit. This isn't not nothing new, but typically people do it and they do it in the comforts and privacy of their own home. Why she feels comfortable telling us that she got her butt done and her stomach done, I don't understand. Like, I don't know. It's like attention seeking at its finest, but it's not even a topic where it's like, girl, you got your ass. Now y'all got to go see the pictures because she shows it like how it looks. Granted, the finished product, it does look better than what her ass was looking like. It does look like it's smooth, but I just feel like sending that message out to your 877,000 followers is just like, among the many other things you say, is like, damn, girl, if my child was following you, I would instantly snatch her fucking device and tell her block you. That's not something I think I want to be hearing from you about your BBL. Girl, nobody gives a fuck about your BBL at all. Take and get it. Is he becoming a fighter or is this just a workout hobby for him? I don't know what's going on. He been hitting the gym, out here playing around, showing himself off. I don't know if we about to get a new album. Something about to pop off. Always. LO Tank a winner in my book. As long as Snoop Dogg don't bring his bony ass out here and draws. Oh, girl. That's why I was talking about the whole sexual assault case. I was like, now how we doing this? Like, how the fuck, if you don't pull your damn pants up and go out the room, sir? Now, see, she could have easily kicked his ass. Them knees would have been buckled backwards. Them stallion legs he got. What's her name? Azealia Banks. Why? Them Oreo commercials money must have ran out because Wiz Khalifa giving Dusty brief tease. He feeling himself. He is feeling himself. Some shit I would never do. Now, I was looking at his body trying to compare it to mine. I got a little bit more meat on my thighs and legs. Like, I ain't that bony. That's just bony, but he's taller than me. So he's probably taller and we probably weigh the same. So I think my height fits me perfectly. I'm going to step down in the bushes. The best thirst traps were August and Chris. Just didn't give a, Chris had a good one. Who else? Didn't we just get a nice one, though? Another nice one? No, that wasn't. I take it back. It wasn't. Nope, you're right. August can definitely. Chris. And we thought it was Nelly when in that video. And I still been side-eyeing whether that's Nelly or not. What does she do again? Nothing at all. It was music, but she stopped doing that. She got a couple bangers, but my cousin did it. Azealia, take your ass back to the witch doctor. Your cousin did it. They are so young. I don't get it. They like fat. At least she is being honest. Unlike the Kardashians, they still telling people they're natural. I know, but don't it get to a certain point? And I'm just being honest because I thought that like you do certain things because you don't want people to know you got the surgery. You want it just to look as natural. But now that we know, doesn't it defeat the purpose of? I don't know. I just be feeling like, I don't know. Like that's like do you tell people that you want to you got your ass done? Like it's starting to become a little like too much information for me. Like it's beautiful. Like Mulan, it looked like he got his ass done. He ain't got to say nothing. It looks like it. You know, that's just what I can see. And, you know, he won't say nothing about it, of course, because he don't want people to know that he got his ass done, which we'll talk about all of that later. But Azealia, you doing too much. And nobody even look at you like that, sweetheart. Not ever. So this was a complete L in my book. Sit your ass down, honey bump. All right, now before we move into all things Bad Boys LA, which is perfect timing, I want to talk about this Magic Johnson story, which I thought was very, very sweet and very, very touching. The fact that they're sharing a moment that his dad completely opened up to his son, which we already knew, but he said he was sharing how it affected him, which leads into our Bad Boy story. So Magic Johnson recently explained how his son changed his life. And so he was speaking about his upcoming docuseries called They Call Me Magic. And he was talking about how proud of EJ, his son, ultimately changed his life. Johnson did admit that it took a while for him to accept EJ and was a little disappointed when his son wouldn't engage in sports. And so what he said was, when you grow up in team sports, you're thinking, is he going to play sports? And then when I saw that he like dials in to play dress up, I'm like, what are you doing? So EJ also got to speak about their relationship, revealing that at first Magic would ban EJ from wearing scarves in the house as he felt it wasn't masculine enough. And it's so weird. That's so weird because I remember growing up, some of the things I would do, and my uncle would be like, you're not doing that, or you're not going to do that. And I used to be like, why? What's the problem? And now I'm sitting here thinking like, in their subtle ways, that was their way of getting rid of those things that they felt like wasn't you or about your, about what they wanted to see in you. So he said he'd come up with stupid rules, no scarves in the house, but it's really not about scarves. It's really about him seeing you be you. So EJ then went on to say he realized he was accepted when Magic came to pick him up from college one year and gave him the biggest hug. It wasn't then that Magic's son was aware that he was loved by his father. Magic went on to say that his son changed his life for the better, although he still gets a lot of hate. A lot of people don't love that I love my son. This is something that Dwayne Wade can relate to with his daughter Zaya. Regardless, both men continue to love their children, which is truly impossible to hate on. So this docuseries, They Call Me Magic, will appear on Apple TV on Friday, April 22nd. So definitely check this out. I think it's a beautiful story. And if you all remember back in November when I did my little story about my family and stuff, and the one thing I remember saying to you all was, sometimes you just want a hug, and not a hug from friends. You certainly get a hug from, a whole host, but a hug from your family. It's a different kind of hug than it would be from your friends and family. So I related to that and I said, oh, wow. So I'm definitely going to check it out. Wanted to shout that out. Absolutely. And I'm glad that his father is open like that. Oh, I forgot about Trey. Come assault me. I agree. It's become a fad, right? They just don't care anymore. It's an accessory now, but a purse, buy a booty, right? She has a lot of issues, but her music was good. And it's even to the point where you have rappers saying, I took her got her 20 on her chest. Like they saying like, yeah, I'm gonna go take my girl, get a new rack. Like it's a thing that you do now. Like you get a girl and you put her together. You don't just accept her for who she is. It's just so weird to me to see how it's expressed and accepted. Like what? The Kardashians are the reason that young girls get plastic surgery. Azealia is just following along, but showing the procedure. I believe in enjoying your life. Oh, yeah. Milan's ass always looked like that. I met him back in the early 20s. Him being pumped was always a convo amongst the girls, but no proof ever presented. So he's not pumped. What? Ugh. Speaking of Bad Boys LA, so I know you all have heard the breaking news. Kerrion Franklin has been arrested. Yes, Kerrion Franklin has been arrested. And so there's been a lot of details out here. I actually got a chance to watch Larry Reed's live, and I found Larry Reed's live because I was listening to the Plainest Jane this morning, and she was talking about the story. And then I went over, shout out to Plainest Jane too. I didn't know you had a segment on Fox. So okay, congratulations. They are doing some great things over on Fox. So if you haven't got a chance, please go check out their YouTube channel on Fox, and you can check out all of the great things that they're doing. But yeah, so I was watching the Plainest Jane, and then I went over and saw Larry Reed, and I actually was listening to the whole entire thing. So now Kerrion called Larry Reed, and this is how we got the details of this story. First, I didn't believe it. You know me, I'm gonna tell you the real. I'm just gonna tell you the real. I don't give a fuck who telling the story. It could have been Don Lemon. It could have been, Joe Biden. I'm gonna always look at everything like what. So first I didn't believe it. I said, I don't fucking believe this shit. And I went to Google Kerrion Franklin because I'm like, this should be news. Like everybody should be covering this, not just the YouTube bloggers, but Where are the gossips? Where are all these other sources? So I didn't see anything there. So then I saw in the Plaintiff's Jane, she had the actual docket, like the case from the website of him being arrested, the next court date. So I said, oh my God, so there's legs. Now, yeah, there's legs all around this story. You know, I could pick this bitch apart, but for the purposes of the details that we got, I'm going to just share those. So Kerrion was arrested April 10, 2022. He was driving in Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills Police Department pulled him over because they said he had a broken taillight. Now, he felt like he was being wrongfully detained. And as he was being detained, they pulled up charges that he had a warrant for his arrest in Texas. And so he was, more details came out. He was driving a vehicle that belonged to an unidentified woman who has been murdered. And then listening to Larry Reed's live, apparently the car was given to him before she was murdered. Like, what the fuck is going on here? And so not only that, they alleged to have found a gun in the car. So there was a gun allegedly found in the car, although again, Kerrion is claiming that's not his gun. They planted that there to try to hold him, to have more reasons so they can figure out what's going on with this murder. I'm like, wow. And so he was also arrested for resisting arrest. And so that was another thing that they stuck him with, another easy way to get somebody to come down in a waiting period while we can look up or trump up more charges on you. So he says he wasn't resisting arrest. His next court date is April 12th, and he'll be extradited back to Texas while he'll be there on his warrant. Now, funny thing is, no body cam footage. So we got no body cam footage, and police were in. So now we have the police word against his word. I think this is all, and in Texas, and currently there's no bail, but there's bail in Texas at $15,000. So I just thought all of this was really, really weird, really freaky. First thing I thought was like, is this a storyline for, the show so that, we could be looking, for the reunion or something like that? Could it be this? But when I saw that actual court case registered and I saw the arrest registered, I was like, okay, wow. So this is a whole nother turn. So I don't have any more details than that. I don't want to allege anything. I don't want to falsely say anything, but it looks really, really bad if what we see is actually true. Now, a lot of people said, I'm listening and watching to a lot of different people, this could have been a friend's car that was given to him. He was set up by somebody so that he could get framed for this. A whole bunch of things are going out. But, we're here Wednesday and we're here Friday. So we got 2 more days this week to figure this story out. And I will definitely bring you the ones on this story. But Kerrion, I hope you hold your head up high. I hope that whoever you're speaking to next, whoever is coming out here to give you any more details, give us details about this story, Larry Reed or whomever. I just hope that you're able to accurately say what you are involved in and not involved in. For example, the woman, like, can you get ahead of it before anyone can come out here and trump up stories or create a false narrative? Are you able to say, accurately that I don't know the woman, I got this car from someone? Can you give us those factuals to lessen this in the public image? And if you can't, I understand, it's still litigation heavily involved. And apparently he wanted Larry Reed to help him get out. And Larry's like, as more details coming out, I can't help you. That's another thing. I was watching Larry Reed. I said, I like Larry Reed. I never really watched him like that. And so it was my first time actually watching him give some news that's happening now. So I enjoy his segment. So someone I'll definitely be staying tuned to more as I get more details. So he said he'll be having another conversation. He'll give us details as much as he can, probably on his Patreon. But as they come out here, I will share them with you all. Very sad story. I definitely thought the man was a bright man, and he's definitely a focal point on last night's Bad Boy LA story. Crazy. There's a Laker documentary out, so it would make sense that this documentary will come out about Magic's son. I don't know, but he was always bad and waste-teeny as hell. Neither did I. Shout out to Plaintiff's Jane. Shout out. Crazy. Yes. Completely real. Thank you. You said, listen, that's why we sound the same. That's what I said. I said, I'm gonna wait because my mind was spinning. I'm over here like narrative. Because then I even went to the point where, okay, he got arrested, broken tail light, blah, 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 all of that good stuff. That could be true, but all this other stuff could be a narrative being spent for something else. Like, okay, let's milk this story. You got arrested. Let's call one of the YouTube bloggers and let's give them something to make it run. And while your show just came out the night before and you're heavily portrayed in this, why don't we just go milk this and go tell them that it was a woman that was murdered? What the? I'm like, you, the man who couldn't even swing back. What? This shit is crazy. And a gun in the car. Child, y'all got me on the right night. I was all sitting. I'm like, that's wild. I chill by myself for real. So sad. Rest in peace to the woman. Who is the friend that loaned Kerrion the car? Did Kerrion ever meet or speak to the dead woman? This is messy. That's what I said. I said, do we even know? Did he? No, we talking about the friend. Did he? Was this a friend where, hey, you give me 200, you can have this car? Was it that kind of friend? Because the friend had already did some shit with this car. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I need more of the more. I can't just go on him. So again, I'm definitely gonna stay tuned to this because I there's some holes in this story and we got to figure it out. All right, now let's get to this Bad Boys LA review. Baby, last night's episode, and I title all my episodes when I do a review. We're gonna title last night Fraudulent Ass Behavior. All these niggas was exhibiting fraudulent behavior. I'm saying like, you so fucking fraud. This is just this about what do we got going on? So we left off with the fight at the bowling alley. So they picked up there. They started talking about how they didn't really know that it was the baby. They was watching it online as it was blowing up on the Sprinter bus back. But we left on the fact that Moolah had a problem with William the baddest shaking his ass on him or following him around the club dancing. Now, one thing I can say about this is that Zeus Network did a really good job of us not showing us any parts of William actually shaking that ass on Kerrion. Not Kerrion, on Moolah. Like, I went back to go watch it. I'm like, well, I really didn't see him. I saw him over there just shaking it in front, doing his thing. But when I saw them together as a group, I mean, y'all are standing together. It's called a camera pan. Y'all are within the camera angle. So you're going to be together. And if I'm dancing, sorry, bro, go to the other side. So I saw that, but I didn't really see him shaking it. So I started thinking, like, are they pushing? Were they trying to push something this whole time? So that's how we open up the show. We open up the show there. So, of course, my first clip is of Moolah on the bus giving what I always tell you all, the straight talk. So get into this clip.
And then get a chance to turn up and enjoy our night. So they talking about that. I'm in my own zone, and I feel like this is the time to call William out. Forget all of that, what they talking about. William about to get the biz.
I just gotta address something. I want everybody attention. I want everybody attention. Like, William, you do too fucking much, yo. Like, you do too fucking much, yo. Like, you fucking twerking everywhere every time. Like, yo, this shit is like out of pocket, yo. You do too fucking much. You act like you never seen a camera before. Like, you just don't know how to act when you get in front of people. Let the shit flow natural. You do too fucking much, yo. Keep that shit over there. Do not be twerking on me.
I didn't twerk.
No. Yes, you did. You everywhere I'm at, you trying to shake your ass. Keep that shit over there.
Whoa. I respect all of my straight community and their preference. I would never disrespect you like that.
Everybody having a good time doing it. You do too fucking much. Stop doing the fucking most.
So I said, now looky, William the baddest. Was I mistaken? Is your name not William the baddest? And you got this man sitting here. I don't give a fuck, straight or gay. You got this man sitting here telling you did something to him that he don't like, disrespecting you, all kind of mannerisms and shit, hostile. And you just sitting over there exhibiting the baddest behavior. After that moment, I was like, oh no. Cause see me, I would have tore his ass up. First of all, you ain't pressing me on this fucking Sprinter about some shit I did in the club, nigga. That was an hour ago. We done missed it. I done forgot, nigga. I don't know what the fuck I did. My bad. Move on. He didn't give any of that. And so I'm sitting here thinking like, wow, so this man is really, really shook. And then the only response he gave was, if you really feel convicted that you wasn't shaking your ass on him, your response was like, I mean, I didn't, that was so weak to me. I'm like, now when I told y'all the last Monday, I told y'all, I said, now it makes sense why I didn't see William connecting with everybody on all of the social media, you know, the IG stories as the show is going on. You don't see William because of course he left the show. It makes sense. It makes sense why you couldn't stand this little argument. And if as we go on, you'll see Moolah is saying he would not put his hands on him. He's not, they weren't really gonna fight, they weren't gonna tussle. Clearly he can tell that this guy doesn't want to fight. He doesn't give it like that. So I'm sitting here thinking like, what a whack ass. So it made sense when I said last week, y'all, that he uses people for his comfort, for his convenience. And once he can't, he's weak. He's out. He had nobody to come to his defense. He had them two girls that he had in high school. They wasn't there, so they couldn't raise to the occasion and say, leave him alone. It was literally him having to face that. That's what happens when you always got superheroes on your side and you don't never learn how to stand up to an issue. This shit is right in his face. So I saw it, I said, it made me literally think about him in the rest of his life. Like, oh, so you always go through your life getting bullied. You only fight people that you think you can beat. What a coward. You know, you need to go up against everybody. You're going to win some and lose some, bro, but just know that you done stood up for yourself. That shit was so weak. Definitely not no bad boy of LA. I don't want nobody following that shit thinking that was a hot move. Boy, get the fuck out of here. On IG, Darrell and Milan co-signed that William really didn't do that. Who's telling the truth? Exactly. Now, so that was my thing. That was my thing. So I mean, I went back to watch the footage that they put out here. I did not see that man dancing up on him like that. And that's why I felt like I said, is this a concocted line? Because y'all pushing that narrative mad hard. And like, if it was a big narrative, like something really did happen, we'd have saw that clip. We'd have saw a clip of him shaking up on him a little bit, but we didn't. And so all we got is these accusations. And to me, it's just like baseless. If we ain't see it, then so fucking be it. Now, what they could have stood on was the fact that William was leaking the cast members throughout the whole thing. And that's what he said. He was like, you know, that I could see, like, okay, that's something, but are you kidding me? I paid that subscription. I blame you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. At least she feeling good about herself and stop playing with chicken blood and bones. Azealia, a whole mess. A whole mess. So that scene happened. Of course, now I'm like, this is a bitch, dude. I'm like, I'm sitting here thinking like, you're about to have a whole panic attack on the bus. Where's this man inhaler? So then we move on to the scene where this guy, I'm just gonna call it out what it is. He ends up leaving the motherfucking house, y'all. He ends up leaving the house like a fucking coward. So check this coward stunt move out. And the whole coward move of it all was that he couldn't even have a conversation with Moolah. Like, are we really that terrified of Moolah? Come on now.
Because I was twerking on him.
Did he fight you in the sprinter?
No, but it was getting to that. I just shut up because I don't match energies.
But listen,
I'm here for such a different reason.
So this is him outside after they get back to the place. He decides to leave and not coming back. So this is him talking to the producers. It sounds like another female. You see Natalie Nunn. I was trying to see if I was going to hear Lemmy in the background. You know, he has to come in and say something. But I don't know if I really heard him or not. But this is him talking to the producers. What I want y'all to notice is how William the baddie turned into Roger. Okay, Roger came all the fucking way out on that ass. Okay, I said, oh, look at Roger. Roger is scared. Look at Roger.
Reason everybody has shit. I didn't know at that point. I'm being paranoid. After I was finished talking with producers, I see Moolah. And I was already nervous. I'm thinking this guy is gonna like fight me or try to like physically assault me.
I'm not here to attack you. I'm not trying to hurt you.
I wasn't trying to scare William, but I was trying to get my point across and let him know that that shit that he pulled, it wasn't cool.
Hey,
I supported you.
I know.
Listen. I supported you since day one. From the time I got you on my radio station, from the time you asked me to put your music in rotation, I did nothing but support you. I don't have a problem with you.
William, he's not a stranger to me. I interviewed him. Great energy, good vibes. But I guess it was something else when he saw me in person.
You got a little bit too comfortable twerking. I don't move like that.
I also found out that William leaked the cast to the blogs. Once again, clout chasing. William.
My problem with you is you so busy looking for fame and clout, you leaking stuff, and you can't say you're not leaking anything. Am I lying? Am I lying?
No.
Maybe.
You've been leaking stuff, right? William.
No.
William, you've been leaking stuff.
The energy started changing. I just felt him getting more upset and turning the subject around. Like, oh, but you did that? Oh, but you did that. So I was like, at that moment, I'm like, okay, it's getting heated. It's about to escalate. It was time for me to toot it and boot it.
No, hold on.
William, why are you doing that? Listen.
So yeah, we saw, this wasn't for me. I automatically assumed that he was going to give this because again, his history predates him. He already told us that when he gets in situations, he had the two baddest people around to help him get out of them. Here's another tough situation. It's him for himself. So we see what he gives. He went on to IG to share a post about last night's episode. And so I was like, oh, okay, I read it, and I just was like, okay. So this is what he wrote on his IG. He wrote, let me see if you all can see the screen. Sorry. He wrote, yeah, y'all saw me tonight. I have bad post-traumatic stress disorder and paranoia. When I was a kid, my father used to beat me and do drugs before I lost him at 13, and I lived in a bad place. Mom left when I was 11, and my father used to abuse me, so I have issues within, trauma and triggers. I'm not perfect. I'm just human. Sorry if I let any of y'all down. I love you both. Gang. And, he got his fans and everybody. Sydney Starr wrote, love you, bestie. A bunch of other folks that, in the industry who, support him. Don't need to apologize for doing what's best for you. Now, here's how I felt about it. Yeah, I get it. But coming on this show, you knew that it was going to be give what it give. You know what I'm saying? You knew what it was going to give. You know it was going to be given what it gave, right? Your very first moments were fighting and popping mouth and doing all of this stuff that would incite violence, that would incite, trauma. So it's hard for me to pair up this final post you did with me seeing how you entered the house. It's almost like, so you was fronting for the show because you just wanted to get on, but you was weak as hell the whole time. Like that to me is whack as hell. And then now you want to fall on the sword that you have post-traumatic stress disorder. Well, that's what you should have led with. Your opening line should have been, hey, I'm on here trying something new. I got PT. I got a lot of different issues on in my life that I'm struggling with. So I'm going to have moments, but I'm here. I'm the baddest. We didn't get that. We didn't get all of your sad story. We didn't get all of your defenses until then, until shit hit the fan. And now you want, I don't like that. I used to be someone who did that kind of shit. I really did. I used to be someone who would not tell people that I don't either want to do this or don't want to do that, and would go through it. And then at the end have to be like, oh, wait, now look, that is not what you don't learn like that. So I think the lesson in this for you is you got to start being more of you up front in this whole, y'all gonna see in another clip where he get all ghetto mama on him. That's not you. That's not you at all. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to kill your character on the show, like say I'm done with you, but I want to see you grow and accept that. You really should have came back to the house and checked all these bitches and checked in and even Milan was like, I'll give you my room. You can sleep in my room. Now, Milan, you walk around this whole fucking episode in these short and these swimwear. Like, I'm like, is he horny all the time? Like, does he want to fuck all the time? What is wrong? Why you can't put on some pants? He talking to Kurt with Dylan with bikini underwear on. I'm saying at first I thought it was boxers. Then the camera pan. I said, this man got on some thong underwear on, prancing around this house. I said, this is all for the camera. This is all for us to see and look at his ass and look at his body and shit. Milan, you got a nice body. Great. I just don't think people want to see that for you. We've seen it enough. Like, we got it. We get it. Then on the next episode, we getting dildos from Milan. You're doing too fucking much. You're coming off too sexy. It's too much of that. Like you're overly killing it. It's just too much. So I don't know. In terms of William, I think you just need to keep William and take the baddest off your name for right now. Just be William the coolest or William just William. But the baddest, you ain't giving the baddest, bro. I know we want to say I'm the toughest, I'm the hardest, but that ain't your journey and your battle. And you know, that was not hot. It was not hot to walk away like that. I definitely would have came in there cursing bitches out. And what you got to know, William, I hate to say this, but oh gosh, William, you are the minority in that house. So there's going to be a certain level of protection around you that you have to understand and just accept. Like, do you think they're going to be letting y'all just get piled on by the majority of the folks in the house? Like, you do belong to a minority classification. I'm saying, thinking like he's finna get attacked like that in the house. Like, damn, I mean, a slap here and a slap there, but you think you about to get jumped on like that? You would be more risk assessed for them than anything. Like, they'd probably be like, it's a class action lawsuit. They brought this white guy in the show to get jumped by all these black guys. They would be more scared of you lawyering up and going against them than anything. So I would have stayed on the show, got my shine, and made them kiss my ass in the process. But we see that was not your story. It would have been mine. Not gonna lie. I judged the fuck out of him for running away. I saw his post later on IG explaining his past trauma, and then I felt bad. I know. I mean, I get it, but it's just like, we should have got that in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? We should have got all of that shit in the beginning. I told you that first show should have been in episode 3, both of them, because it's way too late to be telling us now you're suffering all of this stuff. It's like, oh wow, okay. Mullah so DL, it ain't funny. Roger, you pick up on it though? Okay. Thank you for being here, Shantae. I appreciate you. That's good. My day is okay. About to wash clothes in a few hours. Okay. Just learn that toot and boot means get up and leave. Toot and boot. Okay. Tooted and booted. Who really scared of Mullah? I mean, Roger, seriously though. I mean, be for real. After the first episode, I'm like, oh, that's what you're giving? Okay, this is gonna be fun. I would have been all on that bus shouting over in the middle, like, who the fuck you talking to? You ain't do nothing there. I saw I've been saying, why you ain't do nothing then? You ain't do nothing. Now you want to talk shit? You ain't do nothing then. I mean, it's just a show. It's all about, you know what I'm saying? At a certain level, you have to get comfortable with being yourself and explaining yourself. Like, bitch, you're not gonna run over. That was a straight up run over you moment. And people typically who do those know the people they can get away with running over like that. Like, he didn't have to come that hard at you either. You know, he could have really been like, yo, what the fuck were you doing? And that would have been enough. But he went extra hard, like, bruh, you're doing too much to prove that you're tough. We get it. And then I went back to go see some of his interviews with some of the cast, like with William the Baddest, with Mulan, with Kerrion. And he has, you know, for him to be a straight man, he has very, very good chemistry. And it doesn't come off as if he's homophobic or anything. So as I'm watching this show, I'm just like, where all this shit come from? You know, I don't know if that was beforehand or if y'all been doing this during, but it's just funny to me. Will William the Baddest react this way if it was white? He would be right there. What you talking about? He would be inciting the fight. But that ain't nothing. Wait till we get to Dylan. Dylan got me. Dylan was the one that got me on this episode. I said, you, what the fuck? Okay. See, this is why you gotta watch these hookups. Seriously, no, for real. He paid a lot for that BBL. Yes, he had his panty drawers on damn near. I was just, did you see that? I kept saying, here we go. I was just sitting there thinking, like, I know he not walking around that whole fucking house in them damn drawers. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? And for reasons like that, I can understand why people who are straight would be like, bro, put on some fucking pants. I mean, and then he cleaned it up by saying, I'm about to go get in the pool. Well, we know one thing. You want us to see all your labels, your Louis Vuitton luggage and your Balenciaga hoodies and stuff like that, which I believe is loaned out from some other celebrity. And you got to get that shit right back. Pay attention to the clothes that sit around and the ones that don't. And the ones that you see pop up and pop out. I learned this shit from Real Housewives. When I first learned that they was borrowing clothes from people to put on the show and they would never come back again, I was like, oh, okay. So, I mean, some of these stunts we're not impressed by. Not impressed by at all. And I want to give Mulan the benefit of the doubt because he definitely does take the lead sometimes when it's necessary, but the other moments he's just way too oversexed, I just feel like he just want to go fuck all day long. Like he gives me pull it out. Damn, bro, I'm hungry. I want to eat. I want to brush my teeth. Can we do something else? Like, so watching him grow on this show is gonna be interesting for me. That's what they look like. It's some shit I'm gonna be having on a couple of months. What up, Honest Bro? What up? Why does he need everybody's attention if his message is to William? That's true. See, that's another thing. And you'll notice every time he referenced shaking up on him, he always he said, you be twerking like that. He never really referenced you shaking your ass up on me. And it was like, okay, because did he really shake his ass on you? Or are you just trying to make a point that he was in the club near you shaking his ass? And that's a cause for, I know it's a show and we got to come up with storylines, but the weakest nigga in the room, Darrell was shaking his ass too, for all we know. Darrell was over there and Darrell agreed. Darrell basically said on this show, listen, I don't give a fuck what club we at. He want to do that. He want to dress like that. Let him do it as long as he ain't bothering nobody. And I'm the mindset of that same thing. If I'm over here near the wall, preferably where there's a mirror at a straight club, I'm going to be dancing right here. Now, if I'm offending anybody, let me know. But don't wait till we get out, make a fucking Facebook post, or we on a bus and you want to cause a big scene like, okay, this is corny, straight man. Oh, now you be honest. You go to a heterosexual club as a gay man and you start shaking your ass on a straight man. You think that straight man's going to wait till the club is over with for us to then get on to be outside, to leave, to say something? He gonna say something right the fuck then and there. Hey, bro, what the fuck? We didn't get none of the moments. I was looking for it. I'm like, well, let me see how he responded. Because even that could be a little, DL have their way of responding when they don't want people to know, but they want you to know. They want you to know, but they don't want everybody else to know. So I was trying to see, like, did he do like a push, like, go ahead, move that? Or was it like, yo, what the fuck? Because it's all in the response. I'm just trying to be honest with y'all. So yes, that's what it was giving. Oh, Tatiana, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Tati. Thank you. Damn, thank you, Tati. I didn't even know if she be watching. Thank you so much. All right, let's check out the next one. So after they had their old outside moment, we moved into some more serious topic. Now we moved into Kerrion. Now I want to tell y'all, and this is going to be on the flashback when I upload it, but remember when I said that we don't know the kind of struggles that Kerrion goes on with. So this mask that we see in the public is simply because we don't know what's on the inside. And that's how we know he responds to some stuff very nonchalant, because it's like some stuff is not dealt with or decided. So I was like, yes, I got the moment. So this was the moment I was talking about, y'all. This was the exact moment I was talking about. So it's two moments, but I want y'all to check this first one out. It was a very sensitive moment. And y'all, if those who've been around, they know that I done been through this as well. If it'll ever pop up, I'm sorry.
Whether it was a mistake or not, like, I was provoked. I told him that I didn't like the way I was being treated behind closed doors, and I was gonna leak the tape. And then he kind of kept going with the insults, and so, boom, like, I leaked it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't to cancel him, like, it was just to bring awareness. But I really don't appreciate kind of like how he's presenting himself on TV, not really like telling the truth from my perspective.
Why these frownings and going off on my friend? Y'all need to get it together. This daddy and son relationship gotta get right. Did you think the reaction from others was the reaction that it got?
I didn't know I was setting off a landmine. I thought it was gonna be like a little pop. I didn't think it was gonna be like some global type, fiasco. If it didn't feel so abusive, I probably wouldn't have like leaked that shit.
I know abuse coming in many different ways. So is it
exactly
like verbal, mental, emotionally, physically?
Like, I feel like we all experience it in many different ways. I know I have. I've experienced physical abuse. I've experienced verbal abuse. Going to sleep with echoes of somebody threatening you in your head, it don't feel good. Just hearing that over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody gonna hurt you, break your neck, whatever the fuck. It's just like, why you still saying that? What's the point you're trying to prove? Right? Like,
I don't really know what to say about this situation.
I'm always, no matter what situation I'm in, like, where the love at? After all the bullshit, where the love at? Because within the realm of Christianity, that specific religion, what is its principle of forgiveness for if you can't apply it to yourself? If everybody else supposed to apply it, why can't we see you apply it?
So, like, how do you feel like he felt as a global Christian man?
I'm pretty sure he's still upset. You know, we still haven't talked about it. You know, I didn't appreciate the response. Him kind of just skipping over me and like apologizing to all his fans and whatnot. It's like, when you gonna holler at me? I'm your son for real. So the spirit of...
So now this was very telling. This was very telling about sort of those who are not familiar with Kerrion and what went on with him and his father. And so I wanted to share also, before I give commentary on the video that he leaked about his father. I know some of you have probably already seen it, but I just definitely wanted to keep consistency with this story. So this is the video.
Kerrion, go put some clothes on.
I'm wearing clothes. I'm about to go to my grandfather's house. I'm being abused right now. I've been assaulted by my own mother. This is on live. You're on live, you guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm going live just so I make sure I'm protected right now. Y'all let the world know. My mama already assaulted me. They trying to take me to some hospital. This crazy. This crazy, bro. No, I'm looking for protection. I'm being protected. You won't call the police right now. You won't call the police. Look. This is for my protection. Ain't no cameras here. You've already assaulted me. So just this is my mother. She trying to take me to a hospital, but she don't have no bond, no business with me, no relationship. This is crazy.
Get off the phone.
No, call the cops.
You've
already assaulted me. Stop.
Cut that out.
No.
All right.
Cut it out.
No, I'm getting my stuff. No, y'all won't call the cops. I need to be protected.
All right. So I just wanted to give you guys sort of an idea about, what happened as to why he feels, there was sort of speculation or rumors or allegations his father molested him, abused by his parents and stuff like that. So this was a part of this scene, him sharing for the first time with Gutta, what the one moment or the one incident that broke the bond between him and his father. And now he kept referencing something, you all. And I said, I wonder if his father said that to him. But he kept saying, his dad is spiritually dead to him, but it's no difference than just being physically dead. So I don't know if his father said, I'm spiritually dead to you, or you're spiritually dead to me. We're no longer anything. And in his mind, he's interpreted that as being, you're just dead. You're dead to me altogether. So we really got to see that, this was the catalyst moment for him feeling all of these emotions, hiding stuff, not knowing really what to say or what to do, because one little thing he says can lead to this story right here. And we got it. Anything, any trigger, any moment, any connection to someone, you're always going to lead back to that root of your soul. It is what it is. That's why sometimes I'm guarded with my stories and stuff and what I say about myself, because it will always lead back to your soul and what really is going on. And this moment did that. It opened up and we got more. So in this next clip, he even extended that a little bit more. Now, this one was the one that I really, really tugged at my heart, because we rarely ever understand how traumatic these moments can be for us, but they're very, very traumatic. They're very, very traumatic. I had my moment. I couldn't believe I had one last one.
About what's the difference between somebody being physically dead versus being spiritually dead? I don't think there's a difference, and it feels the same. So whatever it might be broken in me that I'm still healing, I'm pretty sure that everyone that I come in contact with that resonates with me has their own experience. I don't think people realize that I really be alone, bro. I don't get no family time, so it's it's a different kind of battle for me. It's not as cookie cut as it's presented. But that's just the way it is, and that's what
that's the water that I gotta swim through. I don't mind giving Gutter this moment to really tap in with me, because I definitely know about dark waters when it comes to dealing with parents.
So in this moment here, he started pouring out in the confessional, and there was a lot before this, but I just pulled out that moment because he talked about, the family, how he feels alone. And, even though he's around people, even though people are around, he feels alone. And I, again, resonating with myself, was telling you all how much I wanted a hug. And it wasn't necessarily a hug from friends or anyone, but just family. And so him feeling alone, I could understand that. Now, again, these moments, this right here should have been a part of episode 1 because it helps us understand and develop his character. All of the shit that I said beforehand should have came behind afterwards of me seeing his character. Then I'd have been able to say, oh, okay, that man ain't gonna be wanting to respond to fight back with you because he got his own issues he's struggling with. So I think the way they built his character was a little bit backwards. I think that we should have led with the fact that Kerrion, is dealing with stuff like this, and he's on this show to sort of come out of this shell, sort of share his story and tell. Now we got all these incidents happen. He's a traumatic person. So now how do we see him play out the rest of the scene? And so I got a little bit of Clifford of how next episode starts, but I took this with definitely a man going through his own issues. It's a show, it's going to leak out on the show. However, your family's going to see this too. So, I don't know, what you think their response is going to be. But then Sunday night, you get arrested, and we're like, everyone's wondering. Sunday, yeah, you get arrested, and everybody's wondering what's going on. So I'm not sure if it's tied to this episode airing, and I don't know. Maybe you were out. I don't know. I was trying to connect the dots, but I don't know, Kerrion. But this episode was definitely telling. It helped people empathize with some of the things we saw, like you holding your jaw and your short responses that seem gazed, and it helped us understand that you are struggling beyond what we see, beyond just your sexuality. You have family issues that are taking precedent in your life, and you want to deal with those, but you're on this show trying to be something that I already said you're not. I already said it, all right, because I could tell. I'm looking at you like, bro, you're not that, and it's okay not to be that. You should have came in cool. People will be more receptive and able to be supportive of you, not against you. That's why I keep telling y'all my favorite of the episode was Gutta and Anthony. Outfits was Anthony. So yeah, I don't know. This one was definitely something. Treasure Lane, when I blow up, I get famous. Can I borrow the silver dress if Brian don't stretch? Stop. Y'all know I like Brian. Kingsman, you are very welcome to watching while getting dressed, so I can't always type, but I'm always here. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Gummy Bamas. How you doing? Hey, how you doing? How you doing? I understand the duality of Kerrion's position. The problem is Kerrion has mental health issues on top of being a closeted homosexual. I can agree to him having mental health issues, and it doesn't mix good when you are struggling with your sexuality and you don't have a really good relationship with your family. Like that's a huge loss all the way around. Good morning, Sharika. How you doing this morning? The mental health issues are way too apparent, so I'm gonna hush my mouth. I can't drag or gag the weak. I hope Karen. See, that's why I said this needs to come out a little bit beforehand, so that we can empathize. I know we want to make this a salacious show, very provocative, but you gain viewers' attention for the longer term when you give us a character that we can see build himself throughout the show. We started off hard on this, going hard at him. I know I did, but now I'm like, okay, I get it. You better squeeze those eyes. That was cringe. Sad. Dang, very sad. It's very sad. Good morning, hey, it's Jay. Good morning, Spam. Good morning to you. Yeah, watching that, I felt so. Hey, Zap. Good morning to you. Felt so bad for him. Yeah, it's definitely something that a lot of us, definitely struggle with. And I know if I'd have went on the show, if I would have went on a show like that and, you know, they're developing a character, I would have definitely tried to make sure at the onset that folks understood that this is me, this is who I am, you know, I'm dealing with X, Y, and Z, but I'm here for the shits. So that throwing that little I'm dealing with in there lets people know your mindset, how you approach issues, what you're thinking about. See, if I said I'm dealing with, you know, issues with my mom, my family, and shit like that, you already know that I'm not going to be looking at, you know, who getting the biggest room and shit like that as a big deal for me. You know what I'm saying? If you came in there, you know, you know, I have a lot of different things going on, mental health, you know, family, or whatever the case may be. I think people would have been more sympathetic to questioning you about your sexuality. But because we didn't get that, we got straight to the mess. It just made a mess out of the show. I hope he gets some therapy. Hey, Andrew Matt, good morning, good morning, good morning. Me too. Hey, Miss Margot, good morning to you. Was sad. Oh, okay. It was sad. Sad is me waking up with my neighbor dog barking. Girl, that was me. That was me like 6 or 7 months ago. All right. And so after that scene, we got what I told y'all I wanted to show y'all about William the Baddest and Darrell. So that scene closed with this scene here closed with him crying. We really got a glimpse into him, hoping to get more of him and this character throughout the show. So the next scene opens, we have William and Darrell. Darrell decides to call William to see if he can get William back to the house. And William is on his high horse feeling like, no, I'm not coming back to the house. You know, for all these speaking he back to William the Baddest. Now he's back to William the Baddest. He's no longer just William. He's back to being William the Baddest. And I'm just like, yeah, this show was not made for you, because you were more like a Zoom show where you just log online and click the link and do this and talk shit. But you're not a camera in your face kind of guy. So check this clip out.
Oh, I support you and this and that, to why you doing this and why you doing that? Well, we got an energy flip change there. Like, we get ready for a fight to be. I told y'all, I don't fight these hoes. I'd rather get paid $20,000 on this ass and this body. Why the fuck am I gonna let that get fucked up by getting knocked the fuck out? I refuse in the rebuke in the name of the Lord.
This motherfucker tells me I spent way too much on my body to get it messed up. First of all, they look like an alley back. Meaning you went got your back done in the alley.
Period.
I feel like you should actually try to come back to the house. Nobody's gonna touch you. You know me, you done made amends.
But that's me and you squabbing and all that. That has nothing to do with the fact that a straight man that is from New York or whatever is going to squabble with me. I didn't got time for that. You saw what he did to Kerrion in the kitchen. I don't have time to be.
If Moolah won't scrub the ground with William, let him scrub the ground with William.
I agree with him. I agree. William completely flipped the script here. He completely tried to go back to being the baddest. He got exactly what he wanted out of this. He got exposure. People who never knew him know him. I know him, never would have known him or talked about him. I felt like it's exactly what it was. Poor casting on Natalie Nunn's part. I think they should have done a better job of identifying what they want in these people and then seeing what they're going to be able to bring to the table. I would have been able to tell from casting from jump that William the Baddest will literally just be here for himself. There will be no team element for him. There will be no conflict resolution with him, because that's not what he's trying to provide. He's completely gone now. And first of all, you spend $20,000 on that body, you need a whole motherfucking refund. Matter of fact, you need to report them for fraudulent behavior, because that shit right there, again, fraudulent. You ain't spend no $20,000, more like $20. What, you got some special panties? That whole scene of you shaking your ass at the club was disgusting. It was not hot. It was not cute. And no, I'm not saying it's because you can't dance. I'm saying it's because you didn't pick the right outfit that matched your body. There's no way somebody told you that shapewear for you at that scene was appropriate. You stood out. You looked a mess. You looked a fool. You got money on you. You looked a whole fucking mess. And you mad people called that shit out. You shaking it. I'd have said something and I'm a gay. I'd have been on the bus like, yeah, and all that nasty twerking. Bitch, this was not your night to twerk. Your night is Monday nights down at the Caroline bar. What the fuck you over here? You should have been in this bitch in some jeans and gave me a little cute sneaker, okay, and maybe a cute little, a cute little jacket and some shades, and just you should have been real cute. You came in there real flute. It was fucked up. It was like, no, sir. So I don't see it for him. He got a lot of support out there. He does this thing, I guess, in Texas or whatever, but I don't see it for him at all. And I wonder if they're going to bring him back on the reunion to have this conversation. And I hope they go hard as fuck on him in the reunion. It's due. Like, you need that. You need a lesson. I don't know if you got the lesson or not, but I think you need the lesson that it's okay to confront conflict, and be clear about how you will do this and won't. Like, you can't just run away when it's presented to you in the wrong way. Just be like, okay, look, we can talk about it, but bro, the minute y'all put y'all fucking hands on me, I'm out. That should have been enough warning. No one put their hands on you. No one even got to that point. And then, the post-traumatic stress disorder stuff that you're going through in the traumatic situation with your parents, I feel really bad for it. I don't want no child being abused at all, but I don't want you to always try to find something to fall on. It was the black girls in high school. They will help you. Now I was struggling, so you're falling on that. So just, you have to, if you want to be in the industry, you're going to have to one day figure it out. Not everybody's going to like you, William the Baddest. So definitely not my favorite. Could have done without him on this episode, to be honest with you. Like, are you kidding me? The backstory should have been episode 1 and 2, not 5 episodes later. Terrible job by the producers. B1, you already see how I was looking at it. I'm like, now why are we getting this story in this episode? Like, they should have led with this. Do you know what it would have done to the promo? Not only just us wanting to watch this, but people, that's more mainstream appeal about Kerrion and his father. That had more mainstream appeal, to be honest with you, than having, it would have been up there with Andrew Caldwell, then you got Kerrion and what's going on with his father. And y'all got footage of him, but you don't lead with that. You tuck it in until the middle like it's supposed to. No, that's a highlighted moment. A lot of people would have probably put that story up and would have been, I've been waiting to see what news sites, what major news people are going to pick up some episode, but no one has really picked up an episode. Nothing has really peaked up to that level of, oh my God, on this show, this has happened. That's why this should have been beforehand, so you can build that audience and keep them. Now you got to pick and pock and hope they jump on. Crazy to me. Especially since Kerrion went through so much with his father, Kirk. That was big in the media not too long ago, and this show is just adding to that. Right? It's just, it's just bad as hell. Not an alley back. I'm using that. I hope he was exaggerating how much 20,000. Where? You mean 20,000 on food? Like, what are we talking about? I need to see the receipt. I need to know the location, because if you're not filing the FCC complaint, bitch, I am. That's 20K. A whole refund. I'm talking about you need it all. Hey, Bless. Good morning, Bless. Thank you for coming through. Thank you. Yes, I told you, fraudulent episode. This was a very much so fraudulent episode to me. I'm sitting here thinking like, that's a whole fucking lie. And then he gave that. I'm sitting here thinking like, where did all of that come from? Where did that come from? That you didn't have that out there when you was standing outside. You was, fraudulent. That's why I said it was just a fraudulent ass episode. Can these people form a proper sentence? I have a hard time to understand sometimes broken English. A whole refund. Okay, down to the Caroline bar. Okay, that's where he need to be. Good morning, Lady K. Thank you for coming through. I'm saying it. William ain't the baddest. Can't dance by bitch. Is not the baddest at all. I'm just telling you, I'm dead as serious. I'm dead as he's a heterosexual women subscribe to Zeus if they had produced this right. Bam. That's all I'm fucking saying. That's literally all I'm saying, is that if they'd have did this right, that moment would have caught a bigger audience. It would have then been more mainstream, something we could have talked about, ate off on, chewed on, and then all of the fights would seem like a symptom of them resolving these conflicts that they have on their inner selves. And that's a great way to expose or share a group of guys who are deeming themselves the baddest. Look, I'm the baddest because I've had to go through X, Y, and Z. And I'm in this house with a bunch of other bad guys who have to battle all these other things. But we really don't get to share their stories. They don't really do enough character development because, again, A, they shot this in like no time. And B, I think again, leading to our conversation about, Funky and Lemmy, which I always be saying shit I shouldn't say, but I sent my video to Funky to watch, to get his opinion on, and it just liked it. That's all I'm gonna say. Liked the video. But to get his opinion on it. But that's what I'm saying. When Lemmy, you saying that you're doing things in a way to share these stories, and you want it to be highlighted, but you don't. The moments that are the hottest moments, some of the most highlighted moments, celebrated moments, we don't get them in the trailer. We don't get them where they need to be. And this certainly should have been in your first episode. So it'll be interesting to see how they continue to develop these characters. And that's what I'm focusing on now. Like, as I first was starting to watch this show, I was more so focused on how are you going to mix the gay and the straight. But I don't care about that anymore. Now I'm focused on how are we building the characters so that they can make it beyond just a package season. Now there's season 2 where now we're looking at resolving more of the conflict as they are becoming characters. Because you got to get beyond fights. Everything in a fight. Like, when are we going to get more of Kerrion's history and what he's been through? He's been through jail. He's a radio host, and give us more of that. Does he have kids? That kind of stuff I think would be more interesting. It should have came in episode 1. But again, we're dealing with financial element, business. So the next scene I want to show you is Dylan. So now we're at the point in the show where Mulan is calling the boys to the table. They got to come together. They're about to throw a party, and they want to make a record together. But while they're doing this and having this conversation during this final scene, they decide to ask Dylan a question, and here goes some more fraudulent ass behavior. Check this out. This was a fraudulent ass episode. They could have kept this one. If it ever shows.
Happy William isn't coming back.
How you feel about William the Baddest coming back to the same house as 912 the Baddest?
Well, I honestly don't feel like he should come back because he left, leaked the cast, and he said that they was gonna jump him.
Dylan is a little lame, to be honest, but clearly it shows that he's the last white boy standing, so I'm Team Dylan at this point.
So do you, because I feel like that's kind of fake. Like, you was just his bestie, Cookie Crunch girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, man, because he tried to turn his drama on me also. He said they was gonna come jump us.
See, he like, bitch, don't try to put us with you,
but
bitch.
nobody.
If he comes back, would you allow him to share a room with you?
That's a beautiful question.
No. Honestly, no.
So you want all the smoke. So if he comes back,
where you sleeping at?
Where he's gonna sleep at?
The couch.
Wow.
And that's when Darrell should have jumped up. Now, if that's not some fake ass shit, that's fake as hell. You got all this smoke for William the Baddest, your roommate. Once you get into some beef with somebody else, you talking all this shit. Now, granted, you led with, I think he's cool and all this stuff, but I did not like that. I didn't find that hot. I don't think that, Curtis, that made you look Dylan, I'm sorry, Dylan, I don't think that made you look like you down with the boys. And frankly, I don't think that helped you try to build an alliance with anyone when they see how quick you snap on something. Like, people watch you to see how you're going to treat them. And to see you switch up like that, like, again, here's another moment, bruh. Stand on your own. Don't fuck these bitches. Fuck everybody in the house. You're now the minority in that house, and you need to own that. That means fuck that. I think you should have had more of your friends back, William back, and you could have still called him out, but there's no way I'd have sat there. Would he still be in the room? Yeah, he could be in the room. You could have said he could have been on the floor or something else, but no, who the fuck you think you is? Now you got balls. All right. You see what happened to the last dude who thought he had balls. He went home. So what I'm foretelling for you is speak honestly and don't be driven to just say stuff so you can just fit a mold and be somebody's friend. Fuck them niggas. They doing the same thing to you. You know what I'm saying? If you need to, in your mind, think that, look, we all on the same playing field, then you need to do that. But to just flip up like that was so. I hope you didn't watch that like I'm down. Like you saw that they was rooting me on, because no, I didn't root you on. I thought that was so cowardly of you to do. Who does that? First of all, I hate a pile up, and the man not even there. Granted, he is weak as fuck, but now you look even more weak. Who does that? And I think somebody else Mulan called it out. Another time I agree with Mulan. Mulan was like, that's kind of foul. You calling him out and he's out the house. I'm like, here we go. I'm telling you, this casting for me is crazy, because there's a ton of white guys who could handle themselves in a house like this. A ton of them. I don't know how we landed on William and Dylan. No shade, but a little bit of shade. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but nah, I don't, not at all. Back at Valley back night. Now I was understanding why Funky was calling out Lemon. Now, absolutely. And so remember when I told y'all during Friday's show, I said, so now we're gonna hold up what Lemmy said against this next episode, where it is, we talk about stories, but we have fights and everything around it. And so I'm sitting here looking like, okay, we talked about this story, but it took us a whole bunch of fights to get to this story. So I think that was what people were saying, is that, okay, if you do have these intelligent and logical moments, can you highlight them? Can we bring them to the forefront? Can you make that seem a little bit more about what the episode is about and less of the mess? That's what I think, Funky was trying to prove in that conversation. What are we doing? And, people, everybody, well, Funky, he came from talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. He forgot his roots, and he would get up. If it wasn't for salacious shows like that, he wouldn't have his roots. And granted, there may be a layer of truth to that, but how long do you dwell in that and stay in that? And it always takes someone who climbs up the ladder to reach back to say, hey, I did that. This might not be the route for you. Can you do something like this? And so remember, they left off on the interview, Lemmy and Funky, that, if y'all got any ideas, y'all want to partner on something, let me know. So you never know what comes out of that. But I just, that it definitely wasn't a room to be, I definitely didn't see that as a moment to call Funky to the rug, like you forgot your roots. He done talked about so many other shows, y'all. He done did so many other things and said so many other things about CEOs of shows and black folks. But this moment, I was like, okay, all right, and this too shall pass. Because we see, and people were not understanding where Funky was coming from. You only see what you want to see sometimes. I truly get the Funky interview with Lemmy. Let me prove Funky's point. Yep. Dylan been shading William the whole time in his confessions, but wouldn't say it to his face. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I did. And have y'all noticed Dylan is walking around here with this mark still on his face? They ain't got no makeup or nothing. At a certain point, I would say, okay, look, now we're going to have to fake the funk for the show. Y'all going to fix this shit or something. Y'all not about to have me keep running around here with this mark. I first thought it was a tattoo. I'm like, oh, they both got tattoos on their face. Then I look closer. I'm like, this boy still got this mark on his face. Now, if that's not bad for your brain, you just gonna be bruised the whole show. You better not have this mark on your face next episode. I'm telling you, like, they are fucking with you. Like, is that a bad boy's mark? Boy, that is not hot, nor is it cute. You need to tell them to powder you up. I would have been had some foundation. Somebody would have flew in from somewhere and fixed me up. Girl, blend this shit all the way in. I'm talking about if you got to change my whole face color, make it all look the same. I just don't want this mark on here. What the fuck is going on? They all look like my life. I miss a few showers of Vaseline green. They look that's funny how TV got these non-blacks acting out of character. I'm talking about but it's so weird when you don't even have to. Like, your appeal comes from you naturally giving that off. And we can tell when I don't know why he was. We can tell all of that. Like, all that shit is given off. You don't have to do all of that. You really don't have to do that. You're already on the platform. You're already on the show. Just be you. There's a segment in population that will identify with someone like you who wants to be, in that kind of environment, doing that kind of thing. But those people won't be able to connect with you because part of you is fake, and they're like, well, damn, he doing that, but we don't do that, but we want to do that. The connection is lost. So you just got to be, it's really, really weird. Funky never forgot his roots. He always mentioning that. Always. I ain't trying to malign. Kerrion are the only stars of these shows. That is very telling. There should have been more upcoming artists. Character development was lacking here. All right, so after all of that, we ended the episode. They're preparing for a party. They're writing a rap song together, and they're gonna end up designing the party. Now, Anthony, of course, won this episode in terms of looks. For me, I love Anthony looks. He's just always in the cut, chilling, like unbothered, unfazed. I love that. My favorite person of this episode was Gutta, because I love the moment that he shared with Kerrion. Now, I didn't share that clip, but before the Kerrion and Gutta moment where he talked about his father, he came in a room, they was prancing around. He finally asked him, like, yo, what are we? What's going on? Like, are we this or are we that? And, Kerrion responded, nah, we should just be friends. And I love that moment because I love keeping it. I love the real, that's another double-edged sword with, being gay. Is like two men are going to be friends. And sometimes it might go further and you just will be like, no, we're just going to be friends. And, unfortunately, yeah, but no. And so he gave him the yeah, but no. And so that was cool. Now, final cliffhanger. I want y'all to see this is of the what I'm trying to wait. I can't wait to this next episode, y'all. I can't wait to this motherfucking next episode just for this, because I feel like it's warranted. It's due. It's due. It's due. Okay, and so finally we get this episode where people are finally calling Mulan ass to the wall.
Like he's the boss because he's this, he's that, but he's really not.
A sissy, dogs.
I am a sissy. A big sissy. A faggot. You mad? Because you want to be one?
Niggas think they can fucking harm me. You know what I'm saying? Grab a bottle on me. Niggas don't want me to war up. They don't want that shit, bro.
He's the weakest
What's
nigga.
What's going on? What you got against this nigga, bro?
And
so
wrap
much?
your motherfucking braids around my arm and beat the dog shit out of you.
So that's what we get next week. We get to see this unfold and unravel. And as we saw in this episode, it literally seemed like it was just one day show. It didn't seem like we got more scenes. So this will probably carry on throughout that whole next episode. It'll be interesting watching Kerrion this time, now understanding the father situation, the, of course, the sexual orientation situation, and now understanding that, there's this murder woman vehicle, all of this weird stuff going on. So it'll be interesting to pair that all up against watching him on this episode. I'm looking forward to them all calling Mulan to the rug for his behavior, his overpowering behavior, him thinking he's the king. I'm glad Anthony is stepping up doing that. I like me some Anthony. So it'll be interesting. I would love to see what what Gutta has to say about it. And also, I want to see if the straight guys are going to go up against Mulan. Like if they're going to, if that's going to be, if they're going to say something. So it'll be interesting. Another, it was an interesting episode. Wasn't a lot there, but, I called this episode a very fraudulent behavior throughout this episode. Zeus could have had their own version of Real World, but sadly failed greatly. Yeah. They could still do a Real World. B1 Facts, Real World was the show. They could still do a Real World. All right, you all. So I have a treat for you all. It's 62 people here. Can you all please hit the like button for me? Share the video out, subscribe. But I have a treat for you all. So last Friday after the live ended, okay, my favorite, one of my faves, fave, DKL, okay? DKL plays no fucking games when it comes to his talent, his craft. I'm literally, I get a message and DKL done wrote a whole intro song to the new song. And so I said, oh my God, I love it. But I didn't want to put it out or anything until he does, he does his spin and his magic on it and put it out himself. But I love it. So I wanted to play that for you all. Okay. Do you all want to hear this magic that he put together? I'm going to play it on our way out. Okay. So again, thank you all for being here. I really, really do appreciate it. I love the vibe. Wednesday is local news. And when I tell you all, we got some crazy stories on local news for Wednesday, yet you really want to be here. We got the story about the teens who were taking turns shooting each other with a real gun and thought they wouldn't get hurt with armored vests on. So they just kept shooting at each other. Like it was a game, real life. And one gets fatally wounded. This guy, I'm just going to say unkept pubic hair, but that's a story. Iowa man has been arrested after faking his death. We got so many freaking stories. 2-year-old shoots the 4-year-old in Pennsylvania. Judge dies by suicide. Oh my God. So much stuff. Clarence Thomas and his wife, the Supreme Court justice, his wife is caught up in a scandal, y'all. She's caught up in a whole scandal, and everybody is looking the other way because it's a Supreme Court justice. And now people are saying, like, we can't do nothing about it. But she done got caught texting the GOP during the Capitol 6 riots, some stuff. And that came out and during a court testimony, and no one's doing anything about it. They can't even say nothing to him about it. And she says she don't care. They can't even do nothing about it. They can't even nothing about it because he's a Supreme Court justice. And they say they've been doing stuff like this for years, getting away with it. So when I tell y'all I got local news for y'all Wednesday, I got local news for y'all Wednesday. So on that note, we're going to end on DKL and this new beat. Okay. This new, listen, I can't wait to talk about it. Y'all got to be here Wednesday. Y'all got to be here. Good morning, Center Focus. Would I ever audition for Real World? Nope. It would have to be like a what was a Trump show called? It would have to be like a business show, like we all teaming up to complete a project where I don't have to give a confessional about my life or nothing. I'm giving a confessional about working or partnering or doing something. It would have to be a totally other focused show because I don't want to be on a show where I'm talking about my life with other bitches. No, it's going to either be me or you bitches. I'll be behind the scenes and let y'all do it, but it ain't going to be, we can't do all of that shit together. No. Thank you. No one cares. White people are surprised they are the most high rank in this country. Baby, people were shocked. I was shocked. Shit, I was shocked. I was like, are you kidding me? And then I went back to look and see all the stuff that his wife has got him involved in. I said, no shit. Is this the time to go live? Yeah, 6:30, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. All right, you all. Thank you. King Roman is a producer, director. He in front of no camera. You got that right. I be pulling the strings behind the scenes. Cut. So, all right, you all. Thank you all. Why were you choked? Why you were choked? Who choked? Oh, why? Because I just assumed that there was policies and regulations in place that protected them from even getting involved. Like, I thought people would stop her from sending a text message before she even did it. Like, I thought they were highly monitored. You know, like the president. The president can't even call a person without somebody giving him a phone that's a protected phone to make that call. You know, I just was really, really weird about that. That's all. But all right, you all. I don't want to hold you all too long. So let me drop the funky beat for you all, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Hold tight. That was the wrong song. Here we go. Of course it would take all day. All right. Here we go.
Good morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go. Oh, let's start this show. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. Roman. Good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King on the news. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King on the news, coming just for you. King on the news, coming just for you. 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King on the news, King on the news. Let's go.
Hey.
Let's start this show.
Hey.